Hello and welcome to this kind of different video from the usual, I guess. Alright, so today I want to try something different because I want to make a video with where I show a progress, not a work in progress, but a progression of the work I do or whatever, instead of just showing you whatever is finished right now. So I downloaded this a while ago, but I just opened this, and this is not made by me. This is a fully modeled train station, a low poly train station, which fits the art style of my game, kind of, but I want to adjust this and change it so that it fits the game, and I want to show you the progress, basically. So this train station is a free 3D mesh that you can download at, I think, I don't know, just Google it. It's by Havrox 2000. Great name, by the way. And yeah, I just want to show you. So this is basically the first thing that you can see. It's just downloaded. I didn't change anything about this, but so here's my plan. So what I want in the game is that this staircase has to be interactable, so it has to be a separate mesh. I will probably remove these two things in front of it, or maybe, you know, because they are kind of just in the way, I guess, but maybe they will stay. Also, these benches, I don't really like the aesthetic too much, so I will probably change them. Door, maybe, because, you know, it's kind of nice to have it in the background, but it shouldn't look like it's interactable. So I will kind of texture it in some way that it makes it obvious that you cannot interact with the door, but instead you have to interact with the stairs. I would probably add some lights to the stairs to make them pop. So also this I probably need, no I don't, because it's only from one side, you can see it. These glasses, the glass sheets in front of the train, they have to be removed completely because I want you to interact with the train itself. And the train also has to be changed quite a bit, I guess. I will add few windows. I will also make an interior, because right now if you go inside you see nothing, which is not good. But for my purposes, you know, I guess it's a lot better to work with something that's already there instead of just recreating it. Also, I have to import this into the game and see the dimensions, how big this is, if I have to scale it up or down to fit, you know, the size of the player sprites and everything. So there's a lot of work to be done, and not sure what the next step will be that I will show you, but you will see it in a few seconds. But for me it will probably take me several hours to do. So let's see what I come up with. Alright, and now we have it in the game. So right now what you can see here is a very hacky way I've done it. It's basically just the player in an empty map, but ultimately this is supposed to be like a micro level. In Zelda games, for example, you know that when you run around the overworld map, there are a few houses you can enter. This is basically what happens then. You get just like teleported inside this micro level, which gets, you know, it gets streamed in, and the other world is just hidden or whatever. So right now all I'm doing is adjusting these micro levels so I can stream them in and out however I want, and to try out, you know, the size and dimension of this mesh, because it's, you know, it's nothing that I've created for the game itself, but it's just a downloaded thing from the internet. So what I did is I adjusted the collisions and everything, just to see if I can run around and if I like it. And yeah, I think the dimensions are okay. I have to kind of tilt the angle, I guess, to make it more interesting. But overall, I'm happy, and now I would go into adjusting everything to fit the game world better and be like a more playable thing and more interesting to look at. Alright, so now we can see the train. I've extracted it from the whole station because I wanted to work on the train first, give it a kind of sci-fi look or whatever. So I put it in Blender, and now, because I'm not very I'm not very experienced with all 3D modeling and everything, I'm more, you know, experienced with Photoshop, so I made a little mock-up of my train, how it should look in the end. So there I've added a few sci-fi elements. I also worked with the color palette and the windows from the sci-fi set that I'm using, you know, the prop set, and also, you know, I've added on the top a little, like, kind of like a self-electricity thing, like, so it gives the impression that it has its own power generator or whatever. So, you know, it makes a little bit more sense for the player, and it looks a bit more like, you know, like a cool thing, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, this is the train before and after. So at first it doesn't really look that much different, I guess, but once I turn on the textures, you can see that I've made quite a few changes to this. And, you know, there isn't a door yet, because I wanted to see in the game how I want to implement it. Because I will probably have to make this thing wider for the player to go inside. But that's another point, because I don't really know if I actually need the player to go inside, because there's only a very tiny, minor scene taking place inside the train. I would probably, you know, I can probably just change that or something. I don't know. But for now, I'm very happy with this, and now let me show you how it will look in the game. Alright, now we're back in the engine, and I have imported the mesh. So this is the old train, and here you can see the new train. And I have to say, I think it looks a lot cooler. And I can also jump into the game, so you can take a look from the game's perspective. It's not that impressive, to be honest, but in Unreal Engine everything is very dependent on the right lighting. So this is the next step that I want to work on, is touch up the train station, you know, add a few lights, I guess, and props and whatever, and make it fit the aesthetic of this futuristic look and stuff. So yeah, this is before, and now you can see the after effect right now. Alright, and here we are in the final scene. Well, not final, it's pretty much a mock-up, but this is very close to how I actually want it to look in the end. So let me just go across what I've done. So I've pretty much remade or fixed all of these meshes, or just removed them entirely. So this window wall, for example, and yeah, there's an issue, but it's a mock-up basically. So this all will be fixed. Anyway, so this window wall, I've remade it completely because the original was very, very buggy. Then the staircase, I've remade it. I've remade pretty much big parts of it because it was also very buggy. I think the guy who made this was an amateur or whatever, but you know, it was very close to what I had in mind, envisioned for the game. So it was a very big help for me to actually model everything to the way I wanted to look in the end. So yeah, the train is there. So this is basically the subway station. You know, I've remade this. I've copy pasted basically the store from the props that I already have, but then I changed the materials and everything, and I added the light on top to make it look exactly how I wanted for this train station. Anyway, so yeah, this is pretty much the final scene that you can. That will be very, very close to what you will see in the game later. Yeah, this only took me one day. So yeah, but the majority of the time was spent on all these meshes, and that's exactly what I mean. Imagine if I wanted to make all these meshes, it would take forever. So I'm very happy with my decision to just make those meshes, as you can see here, with the staircase, and you know, this looks pretty awesome in my opinion, very futuristic, and it fits the game perfectly, and the subway train as well, and it's basically the fast travel mechanic of the game. So ultimately you will learn new locations, and then you can go to your subway train and select these locations and travel across the map that way. So yeah, this is pretty much the video. I'm very excited. Oh yeah, the radio road I also did that. Anyway, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Let me know what you think of this type of video, because this is a very new thing. I've never made a video where I actually record the steps as I'm going through them. But, you know, for me it was very fun and exciting to do, and let me know if you want to see more of this, or what you think of this train station as a whole. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.